Hello, Bob here. Welcome to exercises for weak legs. Weak legs are usually, but not always, the result of something to do with your spine, your low back, and the nerves going into your lower extremities. Seniors, especially, need to strength train a couple of times a week involving their major muscle groups. These exercises will help if you do them on a regular basis. We're going to do a few of them standing up, but most of them on the ground. So find yourself a mat and a little bit of space, and let's get to it. The Romanian Deadlift. Stand in your best posture possible, legs shoulder width apart, feet flat on the ground, toes pointing straight ahead, arms at your side, and as you hinge at the hips and bend forward, you're going to bend your legs a little bit at the knee, and you're going to slide your hands down the front of your body close to your legs until you're about here, and then you're slowly going to come back up. So posture, legs apart a little bit, pushing your hips back, bending your legs at the knee a little bit, and keeping your arms close to your body until you're about here. Back parallel to the floor, head in neutral, looking down, and slowly come back up. I'm going to get myself a weight for each hand, and they're going to be approximately 2 pounds, nothing heavier. So I have these white ones here that I got at the thrift store. It says right on them 2 pounds. I'm going to try the Romanian deadlift holding on to the weights. Here I go, slowly. Don't forget to keep the weights close to your body. Push your hips back, bend your legs at the knees until your back is parallel to the floor. Hold it briefly and then slowly come back up. A few things to think about here. But you should be able to do it. If you can't, go all the way down so that your back is parallel to the floor. And you can only bend a little bit, maybe like that, and then come back up slowly. That's okay. Eventually, if you practice this deadlift enough, you'll get it. And you don't have to go any lower than there. And my legs are bent a little bit at the knee. Most of the effort to do this is coming from my low back, and that's the part of my body I'm trying to strengthen. Just keep those weights, those arms and those hands close to your body. You shouldn't be in any trouble if you do that. How many should I do? Well, I can do 3 or 4 very slowly, or I can go a little faster, not too fast, and do maybe 10 or 12. A couple of times a week. Strengthening our low back. That's where the nerves come from that go into your lower body and cause the weak legs. If there's any damage to those nerves from your spine. The Romanian deadlift. Assisted squat with a hold. So I'm getting a pretty substantial, strong chair. I'll put it so that it doesn't wobble around here. I'm out the back. That's pretty good. And I'm going to stand behind it, not too close, in my best posture possible with my feet shoulder width apart again, and holding with my fingertips onto the chair. I'm going to lower my body down as low as I can go, and then I'm going to hold it for 3 seconds and then slowly come back up. It looks like this. How far can I go this morning? Right there. About 3 seconds, hold. Slowly come back up. Let's try it this way. Standing nice and tall, fingertips on the chair. It's a pretty sturdy chair. Feet shoulder width apart, feet flat on the ground. Slowly lower my hips. Of course, my knees are going out over top of my feet, but not too far. And as far as I can go, and then I hold it. 3, 2, 1, and then slowly come back up. I know you want to get up in a hurry, but you need to work on those legs, the quads on the way down, the butt once you get there, and the hamstrings on the back of your legs to straighten those legs on the way up. That's 3. Not too fast. That's great. Hip flexor stretch. These are your hip flexors. They help you when you walk, maybe climb stairs. Very important muscles. We're going to stretch them. A stretch means you hold the position for up to 2 minutes. So I'm going to just hold them for 10 seconds, the position. So I have my chair again, handy dandy strong chair here. I'm going to take one foot and put it right in the middle of the chair. The other one is on the ground with the heel touching. Maintaining my best posture from my hips to my head, I'm going to push my knee straight ahead. So I'm not leaning like this, standing up nice and tall from the hips to the head. Keep the heel down, push the knee over top of the foot, and hold it for 10 seconds. Work the hip flexors right here. Now I would be happy if you could hold it longer than 10 seconds. Switching legs, this one goes up on top of the chair in the middle, flat. My heel is down at the back. Standing nice and tall. You can hold onto the chair, just keep your body straight from your hips to the top of your head and push your knee forward. Working the hip flexors. And other muscles too, of course. Just for 10 seconds. Today. Maybe it'll be 20 seconds tomorrow. Let's try it this way. There we go. This foot this time. Now, remember, my heel is touching the ground. If I don't feel a stretch with the leg on the ground, I could move it back farther. Now, if you stand up tall from the hips to the top of your head and you push your knee forward, keeping the heel down, you will feel it not only in the back of this leg, but in your hip flexors at the front. Maintain that great posture from the hips to the top of your head and hold it for 10. One more. Hip flexor stretch. I want my quads between my hips and my knees at the front of my body. These giant big muscles here that I use all the time for walking and climbing stairs. want them to be strong. So I'm going to stretch them, which means I'm going to hold the position for 10 seconds. I'm going to use the chair or a counter or something to hold on to maintain my stability. The inside leg is going to get all the heavy work by balancing me. My foot is flat down there, but I'm trying to grab my ankle on this outside leg. I'm trying to stretch my quad here. And then I'm going to try to get my knees together and stand up nice and tall. Now, I'm not pulling my leg up. I'm pushing my leg into my hand, pushing my leg down, as opposed to pulling it up. Keep the knees as close as you can get. Stand up nice and tall. It's only for 10 seconds today. You're going to try to increase that over the weeks and months up to 2 minutes. Let's try the other one. Quad stretch. Not only do I want my quads strong so I don't get weak legs, but I want my hamstrings, the muscles between my bum and the back of my knee, these muscles in here, these hamstrings. I want them to be strong. So again, I'm going to hold on to the chair. I'm going to transfer the weight to the inside leg because this one is coming in front with the heel on the ground. And of course, my leg is bent here. You can see the knee bent. I'm going to hinge forward to really pull the hamstring. And you know, I would do the stretching exercises after I did the other moving exercises. Because you want your muscles warm when you stretch. Just for 10 seconds, right? Now let's try this other leg. So my heel is down, my toe is up, the leg is straight, and I'm leaning forward, but I'm not bending. I'm keeping my back pretty straight. Do it from the side one more time. Without the chair, maybe. Heel down, leg straight. This leg's doing most of the work though. Sit back into the hips. Keep the upper back straight. This foot is flexed. That means the toes pointing up to the sky. For 10 seconds. I'll show you one more on the other side because I have 2 legs. Do I need to hold on? No, I can do this, I think. If I need to hold on, I hold on. Notice my back. Head's in neutral. The leg is really tight through here, the hamstrings. The foot is flexed. This knee is bent, but I'm trying to keep it over top of my foot. Just for 10 seconds. The hamstring stretch. The bird dog needs you to be down on your hands and knees. Make sure your arms are straight from the shoulders to the hands and that your hands are below your shoulders. Make sure that your hands are also lined up with your legs, your knees. Your head's in neutral. We're going to take one hand, doesn't matter which one, and bring it out with a straight arm. Hold it for a few seconds and then put it back, and then we're going to try the other one. See, we're balancing on 2 legs and 1 arm. That seemed to work. Let's try one leg. Take it straight out behind you without changing anything else, and maybe lift it off the ground just a little bit. Okay? Try the other leg, straight out, lift it up a little bit. Now you have to watch it when you lift your arms and your legs, that your back doesn't go on an angle or your hips don't go weird, right? So let's try it again. This arm goes out and I'm going to lower that side of my body just a little bit to keep my shoulders lined up. Try the other one, straight out, lower that side of the body a little bit. Leg straight out and up a little bit, lower that hip down on that side. And the other leg straight out, lift and lower. Good, now I'm going to try one arm, lower, one leg, lower, and try to get my balance there. Not bad. Let's try the other side. Arm, lower a little bit, leg out, up and lower a little bit. Good. All of these moves for the bird dog are working your core muscles deep inside your body near your spine, which are stabilizers, which if your low back is stable, then the nerves in your limbs down there, your legs, should be able to do their job and you won't feel weakness. But anyway, here I go again. Arm, leg, keep everything flat there the best you can and stable. Don't wiggle or woggle, just hold it there. Let's try the other one. Arm, opposite leg. Try to maintain a flat back. Your leg doesn't have to be up too high. It can be just off the ground a little bit, but keep your arm straight so it's parallel to the floor. Bird dog. Let's try it with a little bit of movement if you're up to it. You might be just doing one arm, one leg, other leg. You might be able to do an arm and a leg, but can you get the arm and the leg and then bring the hand into the knee, touch, and go back out? And maybe again, touch, and go back out. Let's try the other side. Arm, leg up, bring the hand into the knee and touch. Out, touch, out. The bird dog. Do as many of those as you want. The more the better. Still on the floor here, I'm going to do a plank. So I'm going to try to balance on my toes and my hands and keep everything else off the floor, but in a nice flat straight line and not too high up. Keep it low. So let me just see if I can do this. So shoulders are going to get a little bit of a workout. The arms are, but especially my low back and my core muscles deep inside my body. That's what I'm striving for here. Strength with my core. So I've got my hands down, shoulder width apart. Now I've got to get my legs back and straight, get them up, get my foot up on the balls of my toes and feet there. Keep the hands below the shoulders and then come down as low as I can go, but don't touch. So yes, I'm contracting in the shoulders. That is really quite difficult, but you know what? I've been practicing a couple of times a week for years. Let me try that again just to show you that if you practice, make sure your shoulders are above your wrists there. I'm going to come down a little bit lower. Is everything flat? I'm on the balls of my feet, my toes. Let me move up so you can see that. Okay, and here I go down a little bit and I hold it for maybe 10 seconds. Now, if that plank is just way too hard for you, you could put your forearms down and rest on the forearms. Keep them apart there, your arms. Now straighten your legs and keep your body low to the ground, but don't touch, and hold it there. Okay? That's not a push-up. I'm a static plank. Now I want you to try to do it sideways, so you're going to rest on your forearm here. Okay? You're going to keep the elbow right below the shoulder. My legs are straight out. Straight out. So if I look down my body, my shoulders are lined up with my hips, are lined up with my feet. and my legs are one on top of the other. So I'm just resting here like this. This is a side plank, but you know what? Using this hand, I'm going to push down and lift my hips up so that my hips are off the ground just a little bit, but otherwise I'm pretty straight sideways. It's really important that your elbow is below your shoulder. Let me try that again. I'll push down with my forearm and push down with this free hand here and lift my hips up. A side plank. That's pretty good. Let me try it on the other side just to see how I'm doing on that side. My core, right? So, elbow below shoulder. Stack my legs. Look down my body from my shoulder, hips, feet, nice and straight. Use this hand, push down with my forearm, and up I go. Hold it. If you wanted to, you could go down and up and down and up. It's kind of a stretch, but it's not really. It's a strength training exercise for your core. Side plank. 2 planks there for you to try. The bridge is also another great exercise that will strengthen your body so that you won't get those weak legs. And it involves, again, all those core muscles that are deep inside your body. Yes, you have surface muscles that are important too, and we're going to work a couple of those in a second, but the core muscles are more important for a strong lumbar spine and no weakness in the legs. So I'm going to lie down with my legs bent. My arms are at my sides with my palms down, just in case I need some support with the hands here. And my legs are shoulder width apart. I'm going to bring my legs in a little bit so they're bent a little bit more. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to push up my hips so that my knees and my hips and my shoulders are on a nice level, like a nice slant like this, all lined up. So there goes my hips up. Now if I can't get them high enough, can I bring my feet in a little bit more and push my hips up? Not only that, I'm pushing my knees away, forward. So I can feel it in my bum. My bum might be tight. That's good. I can feel it in my quads. They might be tight. That's good. I don't even have to use my arms, but maybe you need to. And look straight up at the ceiling, get those hips as high as you can, and then slowly bring them back down. Now what I'd really like you to do is to incorporate your diaphragm, which is your breathing muscle. It's just below your ribs there. And it helps you get oxygen in and carbon dioxide out. I'd like you to exhale when you lift up. So I'm going to take a breath in first, and then I'm going to blow out and lift up. You see, when I run out of exhaling, then I slowly bring my hips back down, take another breath in through my nose, preferably. You could use your mouth, but your nose would be better. The air is filtered that way. And then as you lift your hips up, you're exhaling, and as soon as you run out of breath, slowly bring your hips down. So here goes the breath in. Ran out, so slowly come the hips to the ground. One more time. Wow. The bridge, really, really an important exercise for those legs. Another set of muscles that are really important to maintain a great fit body so that you don't have those weak legs and your low back is strong and all that stability is there, are your ab muscles here. your rectus abdominis muscles, you know, the six-pack, the muscles that are really hard and tight and make you look really, really fit. Those muscles, well, they're surface muscles, but they still play an important job in this weak leg situation. So what I want you to do, though, is I want you to make sure when you're working these rectus abdominis muscles that you watch what you do with your head here, because your neck is supposed to be in neutral. And I'm going to lie down, legs bent, except one leg is going over top of the other one. Okay? My palms are going on my forehead to protect my neck. Keep your arms together, elbows together. And I'm going to bring my elbows into my knees, so I got to lift my legs and bring my knees toward my elbows as I crunch up. And I hold it for 3, 2, 1. Slowly go back down, switch legs. Here I go, up I go. On the exhale, I move. I breathe in on the way down, switch legs, and crunch up. Breathe in. So my arms together like this are protecting my neck. The crunch. Let's do one more. Right, you breathe in on the way down, you'll blow out on the way up. It's a complicated exercise, but not really. Just try to get the hands up here, protect your neck, keep the forearms, elbows together. As you bring them up, these elbows to touch those knees. And you're working a very important muscle in your bum called your piriformis. And that sometimes can give you pain. You might have a pain in the ass. You don't want that. I'm going to finish off with the resting child, which is a yoga move. And I'm going to incorporate the cobra into it too, because I want my back to be strong here, and I want my legs to be strong. No more of that weak leg stuff. So I'm going to get myself into that kind of tabletop position here. I'm not doing the bird dog again, nope. I'll be like this so you can see me. But my arms are shoulder width apart. My hands are below my shoulders, and my legs are shoulder width apart. My hands are lined up with my legs, same distance apart. So I'm going to get my legs a little farther apart than my hands. I'm going to bring my hands out a little further, and I'm going to cross my feet back. So I'm in this kind of a weird position. So now I'm going to push my hips way back into my heels so that my bum touches my heels. My arms are really straight. My armpits are almost touching the ground. But my hands haven't moved and my knees haven't moved. And here I am in the resting child. And then as I come up slowly, I untangle my feet a little bit and look up and put my belly button on the floor to arch my back. And then I slowly come back, put my feet on top of each other again, but notice my hands don't move and my knees don't move. How low can you go? And slowly come up, untangle my feet there a little bit, and put my belly button on the floor and look up. One more because it's such a great exercise. And of course, you only go as far as you can with the cobra here at the front. You'll know when you've reached your limit. And you only go as far back as you can with your hips. But I guarantee that if you practice, it will become permanent. I hope you got something out of those exercises today. Those are my favorite ones when I want to work on my stability, my low back, any kind of pain in my legs or in my bum, and weakness of legs. Those are the exercises I do. I do them a couple of times a week, not the one day after another, but maybe on a Tuesday and a Thursday, or a Monday and a Friday, or something like that. And I don't always do all of them. Sometimes I just do 2 or 3 of my favorite ones, and that's it. Sometimes I switch it up, sometimes I do them all. But at least I do them on a regular basis, because I'm not interested in getting stenosis. I'm not interested in getting sciatica, piriformis syndrome. I want to move about the planet with no problems with my legs. I don't want them weak either from that nerve damage in your low back. So practice makes permanent. Watch your form. Do the exercises you like best. Do them regularly, and I guarantee you'll get results. And before I leave you, could you please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified, comment. It motivates me to do more videos like this.